I'm going to show you how I lost 20 pounds of stubborn belly fat in a matter of weeks with these 3 easy breakfast hacks. I ended up losing actually 80 pounds of fat, went from 34% body fat down to 6% body fat, but just implementing these 3 little breakfast hacks, the fat started to come off within days, and eventually I lost a lot of belly fat within weeks. So pay attention, because this is going to work really well for you, whether you're a man, a woman, 20 years old, 70 years old. I've seen it work on thousands of people, and it's based off of the principles I have in my brand new book, Metabolic Freedom, which actually releases tomorrow. I actually have a free metabolism course and some bonuses I'm going to offer to you. But let's get into the first tip here. The first rule you want to follow for breakfast is the 30-30 rule. This means you want to consume 30 grams of healthy fat and 30 grams of protein first thing in the morning for breakfast. The protein will boost satiety, meaning it helps you feel full and satiated. So you're not going to eat the bagel, the donut. You're not going to get cravings. It'll help you feel full and satisfied. Protein also helps build lean muscle mass, which is very important for insulin sensitivity, increasing your metabolic rate where you burn more fat just sitting on the couch. And the healthy fats promote hormone production, lowers inflammation, also helps you feel full and satiated, and most importantly, keeps the fat storage hormone insulin low, and it stabilizes your blood sugar level. So there's no energy crash. You eat any of the 3 examples I'm going to show with you in a second, and you're going to feel energized in between your meals. So when you combine protein and fat, hit the 30 grams of each, and lower your carbohydrates, it should be under, let's say, 15 grams of total carbs at that meal. You're going to get all these benefits. Here are the 3 examples of the breakfast meals I ate every single morning. I alternated these meals and I started to burn fat and have more energy. Breakfast example number 1. I call it the Keto Classic. 5 scrambled eggs cooked in butter, paired with half an avocado and 3 slices of bacon. That could be pork bacon, beef bacon, or even turkey bacon. It's delicious. It lowers inflammation, helps you burn fat. Example breakfast number 2. I call it the coffee combo. 1 to 2 cups of organic coffee with 2 tablespoons of grass-fed butter and 2 scoops of high-quality protein powder. Blend it all together. That is your breakfast. It's full, it's satiated, and for coffee lovers, this is an amazing option for you. I personally use Equip Protein for my protein in my coffee, and you can get 20% off Equip Protein going to equipprotein.com/Benazati. The third breakfast option here is going to be the Steak Power Plate. 6 to 8 ounces of steak cooked in butter or beef tallow, and you want to put an egg on top of that steak with melted butter. Not only is it delicious, it lowers inflammation, activates your fat-burning hormones, helps you stay full and satiated, and keeps your energy levels at an all-time high. So skip the cereal, skip the bagel, skip the oatmeal, follow the 30-30 rule first thing in the morning. Let's go on to the hack number 2. Hack number 2 is actually, I did this from time to time, skipping breakfast and just having water and salt and some maybe unsweetened teas like green tea or even other tea out there, and doing some cardio in the fasted state. This is metabolic magic. It's one of the best ways to burn stubborn fat. First of all, when you fast, meaning when you skip breakfast, you lower insulin, you complete digestion, and there's an amazing process that occurs called energy diversion. I talk about this in chapter 8 of Metabolic Freedom. This means when you're not digesting food, because you're skipping breakfast here, you're taking that energy that would have been used for digestion, and that's a lot of energy, and it's being diverted towards healing. For the brain, for the liver, for the gut. This is called energy diversion. You're also lowering insulin, which allows you to tap into stored body fat for energy, meaning your belly fat, your love handles, that visceral fat. You start pulling fat from your organs. And by adding cardio, this could be just a simple walk, some sprints, a run, or even HIIT training, burst training. What happens here is you're putting your body fat at the front of this metabolic bus to be used for energy first. And you start to use your body fat as an energy source versus the food you would have eaten before that workout, before the cardio. This enhances fat oxidation, which is the breakdown of body fat. It also improves something called mitochondrial efficiency. These mitochondria within your cells are little battery packs that produce energy. We want them to reproduce and produce a lot of energy because yes, it helps you have energy, but it also helps you burn more fat because it increases your metabolic rate. And you achieve this by fasting and doing some moderate cardio. It could be as simple as a 30-minute walk in the morning in a fasted state. This is one of the best ways to burn visceral fat. It works like magic and you'll see results that first day that you try it. Breakfast hack number 3. This is my favorite one and it's gonna shock you, but it's actually not about food. It's about thoughts. And it's all about chapter 10 of Metabolic Freedom, my favorite chapter in the book. I call it the mental metabolic shift. And it's one of the most powerful strategies I'm sharing with you so far in this lesson. Your thoughts literally change your biology. A single thought could create inflammation and weight gain by raising cortisol, the stress hormone. Maybe you've heard of the cortisol belly, that's belly fat. If it's a negative inflammatory thought, that will happen. Or those thoughts could lower inflammation, boost oxytocin, lower cortisol, and help you tap into body fat. And there's a supplement that I recommend you take, whether you are fasting in the morning and doing tip number 2 here, or having that 30-30 rule, protein and fat, and having a meal in the morning. You want to take this supplement with that meal. This is going to allow you to raise oxytocin. Oxytocin is a love hormone that increases, and when that increases, your stress levels decrease. Cortisol drops. You start lowering inflammation, lowering insulin, burning fat. Vitamin G, I talk about in chapter 10 of Metabolic Freedom, is incredible. UC Davis has studies on individuals who took vitamin G, and it showed they have had healthier blood pressure levels, healthier blood sugar levels. Dr. Joe Dispenza has done workshops looking at blood work, and they saw cortisol drop when they took vitamin G and the immune system go up, measuring something called IgA. There's a study also I referenced in chapter 10 looking at 49,275 nurses. It's actually the most comprehensive study ever done on vitamin G. This study was published in JAMA, and it was done by Harvard. And it showed the nurses, out of these 49,000 plus nurses, the nurses who took vitamin G intentionally every day had a 9% reduction in dying from all-cause mortality and a 15% reduction in dying from cardiovascular disease versus the nurses who did not take vitamin G. The vitamin G also supports your mitochondria. In chapter 10, I reference a study in PubMed that showed caregivers who have a very stressful life who took vitamin G had healthier mitochondria than the caregivers who did not take vitamin G. Okay, where do you get vitamin G? You might be already looking on Amazon or looking for my affiliate link and coupon code for it. Well, here's the thing. Vitamin G is vitamin gratitude. It is the feeling of gratitude. A single grateful thought will shift your metabolism to burn fat, lower cortisol, lower inflammation. So right before your first bite of food in the morning or that cup of coffee, or right when you wake up in the morning, feel some gratitude. Don't just practice gratitude. It's not a practice, it's a feeling. Feel the gratitude. You actually could start this right now. For those watching on YouTube, share in the comment section, what do you have gratitude for today? What is your vitamin G for today? And watch what it does to help you feel absolutely incredible. Not only does it lower inflammation, lower cortisol, and lower insulin, it actually helps you digest that meal better, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for detoxification, which is crucial if you're looking to burn fat. Now, before I get to the common questions you asked here about this topic, I want you to go get the book. I promised you a free course on the metabolism, and you could get 12 lessons that I built out on the metabolism. It's like taking a PhD in college on metabolic health. And you can get that for free with exclusive interviews with Dr. Jason Fung, Megan Ramos, Cynthia Thurlow, and Dr. Daniel Pompa when you either scan the QR code on the screen or go to metabolicfreedombook.com. We'll also put that in the notes down below of the YouTube and on the podcast. The book is out tomorrow. It's available on hardcover, Kindle, and on Audible. I narrated the Audible and the Spotify myself. So go get it. It will change your life, especially chapter 10. It has a complete 30-day plan to help you burn fat. I had a gentleman, John Miller, follow this 30-day plan. He lost 44 pounds in those 30 days following this exact plan. So go get it, metabolicfreedombook.com. All right, here's the first question. Can I do the 30-30 rule if I'm a vegetarian or I'm dairy-free? You can. So instead of the steak, you would have tempeh or natto. This is fermented soy. Just make sure it's organic. And instead of the butter in the coffee, you might want to have ghee or even coconut oil. Those are good alternatives for you. And instead of the beef protein isolate that I recommended, you might want to have a marine collagen protein powder. So there are options available for you. And in the plan in Metabolic Freedom, I give options for meat eaters and those who are vegetarian. How do I know if I'm actually in a fasted state before cardio? Well, you know, when you're not eating food. When you're done eating at night, let's say 8 p.m., you go to bed. By that morning, you're 12 hours, 14 hours fasting. That's fasted. And that's what I mean. You could just have water, some sea salt, maybe some unflavored teas. That's it. That means you're in a fasted state. What if I feel dizzy or weak during fasted cardio? Should I stop? You might want to increase your electrolytes, non-flavored electrolytes or high-quality sea salts. And don't push yourself too hard on that cardio. Just do a walk if you feel like your body's not adapting to it as efficiently as you'd like. Is it okay to drink just black coffee or electrolytes during the fast? Non-flavored electrolytes are fine. They're safe. Apple cider vinegar is safe. MCT oil is safe. Coffee depends on the person. It also depends on the coffee. The best way to know is to test your blood glucose. I talk about this in Metabolic Freedom. Test your blood glucose right before the black coffee, 45 minutes after, and see if your glucose goes up. If it goes up 5 points or higher, it is breaking the fast. It's raising glucose and insulin, and my definition here, it is breaking the fast. But for some people, they don't see a rise in glucose, or they'll see a drop in glucose, and that means it's not breaking the fast. I can tell you that coffee makes a difference here. Clean coffee tends to be safe, and the junk coffee out there like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts might have a glucose response. So I personally love Purity Coffee. You can get them over at ketocampcoffee.com. Use KetoCamp at checkout for 15% off. We'll drop that link down below as well. What if I still work out later in the day? Should I still skip breakfast? You can, and you could still do light cardio, like a walk in the morning, and do your strength training later on. And you could still do breakfast, or skip breakfast. Just make sure you're getting enough protein during your eating window. And that would be 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. So if your goal weight is to be 150 pounds, aim to get 150 grams of protein on the day you strength train. How does stress or poor sleep affect these breakfast hacks? Well, sleep is foundational. Mastering stress is foundational. Chapter 6 of Metabolic Freedom talks all about sleep and how that is important to burn fat and reverse these conditions like metabolic syndrome. So make sure you're getting quality sleep. And the best thing you can do for that is, yes, read Chapter 6 of Metabolic Freedom, but don't eat any food at least 3 to 5 hours before bed. That will help you get much, much better sleep. What are some grab and go or travel-friendly versions of the 30-30 rules? This is important for those who are busy, professionals or parents, or somebody who travels a lot. You could pre-cook some hard-boiled eggs and take that with you with like half an avocado. That might work. You could also consider taking some beef sticks with you. And when all else fails, take essential amino acids. I think maybe all of you should be taking high-quality essential amino acids because it just fills in the gaps to get you that muscle protein synthesis, to build lean muscle mass, which makes you more insulin sensitive, and at the end of the day, helps you burn more fat. I personally use Kion amino acids, and you could get them with a 20% off coupon code by going to GetKion, that's with a K, getkion.com/metabolic. How long until I see results from these hacks? When I started to implement them, I saw my belly fat and my waistline start to shrink within days. And I think it was 6 or 8 weeks in, I lost about 20 pounds of fat following this routine. And eventually I lost 80 pounds in 9 months. So you'll see results within days, but for sure within weeks. And within just a matter of 30 to 60 days, you'll see a huge shift in your waistline energy levels, inflammatory levels, and you're just gonna feel and look absolutely incredible. There you have it. Those are the 3 rules. Share this with a friend. Leave it a rating and review if you're listening on the podcast, and go get Metabolic Freedom. It's out tomorrow. Get it with the free course and the interviews over at metabolicfreedombook.com. I got vitamin G for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hey, and if you enjoyed this lesson, you're going to love a previous lesson that's on the topic of breakfast, especially these keto egg rules, which I've implemented with students to lose 10 pounds in 7 days following these keto egg rules. So check out the clip and I'll see you in that video so you can learn more. This protocol is perfect for the following people. You've lost some weight, but you still have the last 10 pounds to go. It's also for the person who has an upcoming event, that you want to look lean and you want to drop 10 pounds in a week. This will do it for you. This is also for the person who has fallen off track with their diet and nutrition and want to get back on track to kick